Like you said, he will for sure be a UFC heavyweight champion, in my opinion.
What's up, Barnhill family? Welcome back to the channel.
Yo.
So we got a heavyweight banger this week in our main event. We have two guys that are really kind of the next generation of heavyweights, two guys that have a lot of hype behind them, two guys that are very technically skilled, both very physically powerful. We have Alexander Volkov versus Ciryl Gane. Obviously, Ciryl Gane, undefeated. Dana White said he was looking for a bit more out of Gane in his last performance, was looking for a finish against Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He didn't necessarily get that. Alexander Volkov has looked fantastic lately, and I really think the winner of this fight is going to put themselves into that title discussion mix after the Francis and Derek fight sort of shakes out.
Yeah, this is a great fight. You know, when you look at the X's and O's of this, it's really fun because Ciryl Gane showed us that he's a guy that can go the duration of a 15-minute or a 25-minute fight and still be a skillful striker, keep the defense that he needs to do to let off these long strikes, these long punches and kicks, and win rounds. But Alexander Volkov, in my opinion, might be the most skilled heavyweight that's currently on the roster right now. You know, we haven't seen John Jones competed heavyweight yet, so I can't put him into that mix. But Volkov is really, really technically sound. He looks great. He's got a ton of experience. You know, he's lost 8 times, which in MMA isn't that much. That's a thing to deal with, especially when you have 33 wins. Ciryl Gane's only ever done this 8 times, so he doesn't know what it's like to lose, but he doesn't have near the amount of experience that Alexander Volkov has. So I think this is going to be a fight where experience really showcases, and we're going to see a crafty veteran start to pull some tricks out of his hat to show the newcomer to the sport.
Yeah, and I think I'm leaning towards Alexander Volkov to win this fight. Yeah. I think obviously the experience is going to play a factor. As you said, he's got as many losses as Gane has got fights, and then 30-plus wins on top of that. You know, if you believe that Derek Lewis is elite and should be contending for a title, then kind of just by default, you have to believe that Alexander Volkov should as well, because, and again, for those of you who listen a lot, you know, we train with Derek Lewis, so you know this is a truthful opinion. Volkov kind of beat his ass for, you know, 3.5 almost, 2.5, almost a full 3 rounds, and got caught at the end there. You know, Volkov has got some great technical skill. His boxing is about as high level as it gets for the heavyweight division. He's very tall. He's got a full arsenal of skills, and he's very confident and composed in the octagon. I think we will see. I think it's inevitable at some point we're going to see Volkov as the undisputed champion. It's just kind of a matter of when for me. Yeah. And Ciryl Gane keeps his chin a bit high for my liking. When I watched him fight Rozenstruik, he was doing very good. He's very good at getting in and getting out and understanding his range, and he didn't get hit very much. He was very frustrating to Rozenstruik in that fight, and Biggie Boy wasn't really able to get much off on him. I don't believe that'll be the case with Volkov. I think if he has that chin held high, Volkov just might be able to find it.
Yeah, and both guys do fight really skillfully, and they don't always throw everything behind their punches. They do have a lot of power, but they don't necessarily throw it in 100% of their strikes like we do see a lot of heavyweights do. Volkov, I think, might be the more powerful striker. He's, in my opinion, the more technical striker. Ciryl Gane showed us a lot in the past few fights. In the couple of fights he's had in the UFC, he has shown us a lot of skills. But I think that if he tries to get in there and have a back-and-forth stand-up striking match with Volkov, he's going to realize that he's in there with somebody who just is a step ahead and levels above as far as experience goes. And I think Volkov could wind up picking him apart, and then that power is going to start to accumulate as the rounds go on. And, you know, the longer this fight goes, the more it favors Volkov.
It's a 5-rounder. It's a main event.
Right, it's a 5-rounder. I think, Ciryl Gane needs to kind of come at it with some extra oomph of athleticism and power and try to get this done early, because I don't think as the fight goes on, it favors him. And I think Volkov's going to be very difficult. Like you said, he will for sure be a UFC heavyweight champion, in my opinion. There's a lot of parts that need to get moved around at the top of heavyweight right now, which is kind of preventing him from becoming one of the top three really, but top four. And a big win right here will set him right on the cusp of joining that group of elite fighters. And, this sport, as we all know, is a what have you done for me lately and, recency bias type of a sport. And Volkov with an excellent performance over a hot new prospect that everybody's touting to be a future champion could very well catapult him right up in there into the talks of, the first opponent between after the Francis Ngannou versus Derek Lewis fight. If whoever wins out of that might get Volkov after this, while we've actually heard from Stipe that he's going to wait until 2022 to fight. John Jones is saying he's waiting until 2022. This is a great moment for either one of these two guys, but particularly Volkov, to insert their name right there into being the first fighter to compete for the belt after Francis and Derek.
Yeah, I think either one of these guys can step in here and seize the moment.
Yeah.
Because when you have there's three people that are sort of in contention to fight Francis. It's Derek Lewis,
right,
Stipe Miocic, and John Jones.
Right.
Two of the three of them have taken themselves out of the equation, at least until next calendar year. All signs are pointing to Derek Lewis getting that fight. If Volkov does something spectacular against Gane, and Derek is able to win, he's got a hell of a case for a rematch against Derek.
Yeah.
Look, you caught me, but I was winning that fight up until the last second.
Yeah.
Same with Gane. Hey, I'm undefeated.
Yeah.
I beat the former champion, Junior Dos Santos, one of the division's greats. You know what I mean? So both of these guys have a huge opportunity here, and both of them have the ability and opportunity to seize a big moment. And I think you're going to see a big sort of meaningful type of demeanor come out of both of them, because they both are going to realize just how big of an opportunity this is in a division that's been, quite frankly, slow moving over the last couple of years. Yeah. So a staple win. I don't think even if Gane does win this fight, it'll be a win like he had against Biggie Boy. I think that he got the message last time, and he's going to come out and try to win emphatically. I think Volkov is going to do the same. I just think Volkov is going to be a bit sharper, a bit more experienced, and a bit better. And if he finds that chin that's held a little bit high, I think he could end the night for Gane.
Yeah, I'm feeling a finish for Volkov, actually. When it's a high-profile fight like this where a lot is on the line, you generally – those don't tend to be the best fights because there is so much for both fighters, and one step back can be a big step back, but this step forward could really mean a lot for your career. So you wind up seeing sometimes a more technical fight, something that's a little bit more slow paced and doesn't quite have the fireworks that some fighters that don't really have it near as much on the line. They're either later in their career or they're just known for being an entertainer. But when you really have some title implications and some number one contendership right on the cusp of happening, you tend to get a slower, more technical fight, and that's what I think Volkov is hoping he gets against Ciryl Gane, because then I think he can really showcase. And I'm predicting that we actually see a finish, probably like a third round TKO stoppage. It's going to be a brutal shot that's going to put Ciryl Gane down, but he's not going to go out, and then he's going to get finished with the TKO.
That's a good prediction.
Yeah.
And when you talk about the two guys who are waiting in the wings, then 2022 is not that far away. You got the heavyweight GOAT in Stipe Miocic,
right,
and then you got arguably just the GOAT in John Jones. So you better do something emphatic.
Right.
Just a win alone is not going to carry you through to getting a title shot, and I think Volkov is going to have the performance of his life. I know when I picked against Gane when he fought JDS, a lot of people were like, "Oh man, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
This guy Gane's the real deal," and that he is. I do believe that he is the real deal, and I do believe that he could be a future champion. And if I'm wrong again picking against Gane, this will be the last time I ever pick against Ciryl Gane, but I am going to pick against him one more time.
Yeah.
I think Alexander Volkov gets this done. I think he gets it done in the I'm going to go third or fourth round. He's going to outlast Gane, and he's going to overwhelm him.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, as fight fans, we're going to look back at this fight, years from now and think it's pretty cool because, in my opinion, Volkov will be a UFC champion, a heavyweight champion, and Ciryl Gane will be a UFC heavyweight champion. So we're going to see these two go at it years before that happens for either one of them. And I just think it's going to be a cool moment we're going to be able to look back on, and maybe later on down the road we'll see them rematch or something when the belt is on the line.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, guys, the next generation of heavyweight is looking pretty promising. Let us know in the comments who you think is going to win this fight. We always appreciate chatting with you guys there. Do you agree with us? Is it going to be Volkov or Ciryl Gane going to win the day? Guys, thanks so much for watching our video. If you've enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us out tremendously. And check us out on audio where you listen to podcasts. Have a wonderful day.
Peace.